Alright, so this episode's gonna go one of two ways. Either A, I'm gonna realize that I was so close to the end and it's only gonna be 10 minutes, and I'm gonna have to do the tea party. Or I'm gonna find out that I still have 5 hours worth of content and I'm nowhere near done. One or the other. There, the cruel witch could be seen.
何が無限よ。現にこうしてぶっ倒れてるじゃない。有限のある無限なんてそんな矛盾存在するわけもない。これがあんたの魔法の限界だ。
Yeah, but you're a human and a witch. At least based off your name.
有限は無限に劣る。
Beatrice no longer had the energy even to respond. No, in fact, it was doubtful whether the words of the cruel witch even reached her
あん
ears.
たが本当に無限の魔女なら立ち上がってみなさいよ。どう？立てないでしょ。どうして立てないと思う？あんたが無限の魔女じゃないからよ。
The merciless witch poked Beatrice's heart with her fingernail. Beatrice had no words with which to respond to that provocation. However, instead of words, he returned a single expression. It looked insulting only to the cruel witch. I swear, how could you adapt this? Like, I'm sorry, but like the fact, like, she was supposed to be just her heart at one point. So I mean, there's a reason why like people are always like, oh, you just gotta play the visual novel, because she had gently curved her mouth and smiled. Footsteps were approaching that place. There was no way she could mistake them. That boisterous noise of shoes against the ground was the sound. Battle is coming back.
Battle.
Look at my character development, Battler. No, Beatrice is awesome.
Ah, 見てたぜ。
じゃあこれでわらわは魔女になれたかな。そなたの対戦相手の資格。
But you know, don't say, oh, opponent. You can say opponent, you can't say witch, because then I guarantee she's gonna be like, then you just called me a witch.
ダメだな。
No good? Battler said that unbelievably bluntly. Taking a painful breath, Beatrice saw that and sneered at herself as though she should have expected it. Is this because I murdered your family? Is this because I murdered your family a second time? Is this because this is the third time this has happened?
まだまだ険しいな。だが、わらわは屈しぬぞ、そなた。わらわの才並みに決して屈しなかったよう。必ず本当の魔女になって、そなたの対戦相手に。
Shiko plus Ultra.
認められて。
ああ、ダメだな。全然ダメだ。お前は俺の対戦相手じゃない。
Wait, why are you... The brutal witch raised her a foot high. Below it was Beatrice's frail heart.
死ねよババア。ぐちゃっと潰れて、それでも無限が示せるってんなら示してごらんなさいよ。魔女は私よ。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェは死ねー。
Poor Jessica, she's just in the other room behind the curtains. Just like, who's the...
ダ
Oh!
メだ。全
What the
然
hell?
ダメだ。
What's happening? Oh, did Battler like pull her into the... What?
席につけ。俺の対戦相手はベアトじゃない。てめえだ。
Oh?
バトル、これは何の魔法なの？どうでもいいわ。知ったことじゃない。死してしまい。45了解。カッコ射撃。
Oh god.
410了解。死ねバトル。
There's no dodging this. The Chester sisters each readied their own golden bows and fired golden arrows. The two only pulled the bowstring together when using precision guidance. If they were firing against an enemy before their eyes, they fired their bows at the same time, and the power was no different from what it normally was. I don't think Battlers should have tried to take on a... Oh, is he fine? Wait, how? Was it... So he just said no you and it went away? What is he? The warheads of the golden bows could penetrate any magical armor with their mutual coercion. When attempting to block that using the anti-magic resistance stat, even something with 8 digits wouldn't escape penetration. Furthermore, even among the famous gods that appeared in myths, there were not many who reached a resistance stat of 9 digits. For that reason, the 9 digits were enough to... Oh, so Battler had filled all 9 of those digits with 9s. So basically, Battler's power to like say witches aren't real, is that like actual magic he's doing, right? He's using anti-magic to do magic. To this Battler, it felt even less perceptible than 2 dragonflies passing by his sides. I'm sorry, it is so satisfying to see them finally, like, they're cool characters and all, but it kind of pisses me off how they've, like, killed so many people with undodgeable, oh, now it's dodgeable, I guess, you just have to say no you. The Chester sisters couldn't hide their fear at Battler's ferocity, and they backed up as though they had been struck. Beatrice watched the scene in shock. It's the imposter! Get it out of here.
俺は魔女と戦っている。そして対戦相手に魔女を名乗る者を据え、そいつを打ち破ることで、てめえの傍若無人はたっぷり見させてもらったぜ。
Then Battler's eyes grew as sharp as blades as he fixed his eyes on the cruel witch.
何が魔法だ。何が魔女だ。てめえは魔女じゃない。俺が化けの皮を剥いでバラバラにしてやるぜ。ワルゲリア、戦闘準備だ。
Oh wait, she's here. I thought you died. Wait, but you're dead. What? This is awesome. Vita looked at Battler timidly. She still hadn't been acknowledged as his opponent. Was she qualified to watch the game board from the sidelines?
下がってみてろ。俺がハグ。このエセ魔女を徹底的に分解してやる。こんな奴を魔女とは名乗らせられねえ。 お前は本当の魔女の名誉を守った。わらわはその何も言う必要はない。黄金の魔女の名は決して安っぽくないってことを。
This is shocking for Battler too. Like, they've both come such a long way from fighting on the playground for their favorite toy, the Ushiromiya Family Conference.
なるほどね。魔法では勝てないから魔法以外で決着できる世界で愚かな連中。へりくつで私に勝てると本気で思ってるのね。
ああ、思ってる。てめえのへりくつを俺が全て叩き潰してやるぜ。
Get ready for a non-stop debate.
私はエヴァではないわ。それは私の古い抜け殻の名よ。私は彼女のうちに生まれた本当の魔女。
ごまかすな。 てめえの正体は魔女でも何でもない。生身の人間だ。人間の犯人だ。
Yeah, exactly.
後宮エヴァだ。ワルギリア、第2の番を再構築。
Are we gonna go through everything to prove why it's Ava?
第2の番はバラ庭園にてローザとマリアが殺されました。当方はそれをエヴァ犯人説にて処定。はあ、バカバカしい。さあさあおいでなさい。後宮秀吉がどんな姿をしていたのか。
何の真似をしやがった。
Wait, you said Hideyoshi.
死者の召喚と魔女が証言台に死者を立たせることに。
It'd be kind of cool if like the family members actually like gave testimony. Oh my god, they actually are gonna give testimony. He's probably like, what the hell is happening right now? I think I took too much acid. See, that's actually the secret of like what's going on. It's all one big acid trip. And Uncle Hideyoshi, he could see right through was summoned. Magic sure is convenient. It looked as though he couldn't see what was going on here, almost like a person on the other side of the TV.
証人喚問、後宮秀吉の証言よ。さあさあ秀吉、お話しなさいな。
わしは部屋でずっとエヴァの看病をしとったんや。もちろんエヴァが部屋を出るわけもあらへん。
エヴァおばさん、ここじゃ赤くねえ。
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, we need to say it in red.
赤で再度の苦笑を要求する。
ああ、そうだったのね。いいわよ、赤で言ってあげなさい。
わしはずっと部屋におったで。事件の前後の時間帯は全てや。
But you didn't say Eva was there.
さあほら、これでエヴァが犯人ってことはありえなく
You
なったわ
were
よ。
in the room, but you didn't say Eva was in the
どう
room.
かしてくれるのかしら。
Come on, that's not even like a tough one to counter.
バカバカしい。くだらなさすぎて。
Yeah, that is a really stupid
レ
move.
アとは一度たりともこんな子供騙しな一手を打ったことは。復唱要求。エヴァおばさん、事件前後の時間帯は全て部屋にいた。秀吉おじさんはただのアリバイ工作員だ。あんたはおじさんに留守番をさせてこっそり部屋を抜け出していたんだ。そうでないならこいつが赤で言えるはずだぜ。
復唱拒否。秀吉の証言だけで十分よ。
No, it's not.
それを復唱する必要はないでしょ。
He solved it. He solved
降りてし
this.
ましたね。容赦は無用です。これでチェック。
ああ、いただきだぜ。ちょろい相手だ。チェック。秀吉おじさんは終始部屋を出なかった。しかしあんたを看病していたというのは真っ赤な嘘だ。
Oh, so Hideyoshi's an accomplice. That's... Wow, you'd never suspect it, but like...
よってあんたのアリバイは存在しない。あんたには部屋を抜け出してローザおばさんたちを殺すチャンスがあった。かわせるってんなら赤で。エヴァおばさんは部屋から一歩も出ていない。できねえだろ。チェックメイトだ。
何よそれ。
She's not used... Yeah, this is why you're not a worthy opponent. You don't know anything about logic. All you know is just like, oh, what if I killed you in like 70 different ways?
たとえルールに不慣れであっても全力で叩き潰すのこのゲームの流儀だぜ。なあ、レアと
You're not allowed to play this game. Cool kids only. Get out of here.
次のゲームに進みましょう。続きますは第4から第6の番でございます。
It seemed the witch still did not understand how to approach things and was losing her composure and irritation. She was probably also angry that a shot had been taken at her while she still didn't get what was going on. But I won't go easy on her at all. Just like she didn't go easy on the victims at all, I won't go the slightest bit easy on her.
ワルギリア、次の事件だ。親父たちの事件を再構築。
But we didn't even talk about the first Twilight.
了解。
That's probably a very important one.
ルドルフ、キリエ、秀吉の3人は屋敷へ向かい、そこで殺されました。
俺からの指し手は変わらない。エヴァおばさん、あんたが犯人だ。今度は秀吉おじさんのアリバイすらねえぞ。あんたはたった一人で部屋で寝ていたと主張している。しかしそれは虚偽だ。赤で宣言できるものならしてみやがれ。
Well, usually, like, the theories that I have and theories Batterer have are like a bit... This is just one and the same.
拒否するわ。なら教えてよ。エヴァはただの女よ。そして殺されたのは 銃を2丁も持つ大人が3人、彼女がたった一人でどうやって殺したというの？
The answer to that? Hideyoshi had one of the guns.
凶器の杭でどうやって？
Oh wait, no, Hideyoshi didn't have... Did he have one of the guns? I swear he did. Yeah, I swear when they walked in, Hideyoshi had one of the guns, and at one point, I know they gave it back to Kiri. But...
話によく出る杭の射出機ってどんな構造をしているのよ。それを説明してよ。それが説明できない限りエヴァにアリバイがないとしてもエヴァに殺人が可能だったことにはならないわよ。
説明拒否、悪魔の証明だ。説明不能だからといって未知の殺害方法もしくは未知の凶器の存在を否定できない。
Yeah, the devil's proof. Now we just need to flip the chessboard over and we'll have everything.
俺が杭の射出機の構造を説明できなくてもその存在を否定することにはならない。
Wait, what if this... I know this is gonna sound kind of stupid, but what if the gun had stakes loaded into it? Like, is it possible to do that? Like, it depends how big the stake is and how big the barrel is.
そんなめちゃくちゃって通るの？
悪魔の証明。
同じく悪魔の証明有効です。バトラ君はその射出機の構造を説明する義務を負わずにその存在を主張できます。魔女側はこの手を反論できません。やるではないか。
He's been training. Or more of he's just been very impatient because he's done nothing this entire episode.
これでチェックだぜ。エヴァおばさんが部屋から一歩も出てないと赤で言ってみろ。
Yeah, say that, you're right. So I'm also just checking audio levels because I'm paranoid all the time.
言えないならば決まりだぜ。チェックメイトだ。
なんて暴論。こんなのめちゃくちゃよ。
そういうルールのゲームでございます。まずは紅茶でもいい
This
か
is
が
what
で
it
すか。
means to be the endless
美味しい
wits.
クッキーもご
You
ざい
have
ま
to
す。
deal with this shit. You don't just get magical powers. You have to deal with Battler's shenanigans.
いらないわよそんなの。ああイライラするわ。魔法で勝てないからってこんな卑怯な戦いで。
イラつくなよ。紅茶でも飲めよ。俺はストレートでもらう。
What about the cookies? We need the cookies, not the tea.
わらわはもうそれよりバカ油断するな。向こうがルールに不慣れなだけだ。向こうが要領をつかんでから本番だぞ。
だが潰す。徹底的に潰す。なぜなら奴は魔女ではないから。あいつを魔女だと認めたらお前の通した意地が通らない。いかなる暴論であろうとへりくつであろうと俺が全身全霊で叩き潰す。
Battler's side then stuck with the Eva culprit theory to explain Kraus and Natsue, the 7th and 8th prowess, in the exact same way. At that time, there had been no one in the first floor of the guest house except for Eva and the victims, and before, no one could establish an alibi for Eva. At the time, Eva had claimed that they had disappeared while she was in the lavatory, but nothing... Wait just a moment! George's death can be explained as not Eva the culprit. Because remember how I was like, oh, what if, like, she had to kill him? What if he committed suicide? That's possible. With the same arguments he had used to talk about the construction of the shooting machine, the witch's side once more how Eva could have strangled both of them at the same time all by herself. But of course, Battle was splendidly counterattacked by refusing to explain because of the devil's proof. The one thing I'm a little, like, unsure about is Nanzo's death, because Battler chased after Eva, but we never saw if he found Eva, so it's possible. And the other strange thing is how Jessica didn't recognize the voice, because someone was outside that room wanting her dead. And they're also... The culprit also has to be dumb enough to not see her slip by. Under the storm and stress of Battler's spirit, the witch side was completely swallowed up and was forced to resign 3 times during the short period of time she had to grasp the rules. Oh no, she's gotten the hang of it.
ようやくコツが分かってきたわ。もうあんたの思い通りにことは運ばせないわよ。今度は私から仕掛けさせてもらうわ。ロノウェイ、 第4から第6の番を再構築。後宮桐江をピックアップ。ここで一度第4から第6の番のルドルフ桐江秀吉の殺人に話を戻させてもらう。
Oh, this music's awesome though.
一度はリザインした局面を。なるほど、あなたは刺さない珍しい攻め手です。注意して。
当時生存者たちはゲストハウスへ籠城していたわ。食料がなかったけれど彼らは安全を考え、翌日まで食事を抜く覚悟さえあった。けれど結局3人は食料を求めて外へ出るわ。
そうだな、結局3人は食料を取りに表へ出る。
面倒だから赤を交えて語るわよ。桐江は食料はいらないと考えてた。
Haha! I knew that! I kinda knew that! Well, I kind of knew that. I feel it. Ulterior motives. He's gonna try and like be like, there's some... But that also makes sense. Because Hideyoshi, like, if he did commit... If it was Eva for the second Twilight, maybe they wanted to confirm Eva's alibi. So Kiri pulled Hideyoshi away with Rudolph and was like, hey, I think you're kinda sus. And then when that happened, that started a fight that ended in the deaths.
1日くらい食事を抜いても死なないのだからゲストハウスを出ないべきだと主張していた。にもかかわらず彼女は自ら食料を取りにゲストハウスを出ようと提案する。これは矛盾しない？
What kind of move is that?
見事に矛盾します。桐江の行動式に矛盾します。
No, it explains everything.
その矛盾は私が魔法で作り出したの。つまり私が魔法で桐江を操ってそう言い出させて
No, that's...
生贄たちが外出するように誘導
Kiri,
した。
goddammit, why did you do any of this?
バカバカしい。そんな魔法あるわけがね
悪魔の証明よ。バトラ君が知らない魔法だからといって存在を否定することにはならない。
There's no...
そしてその魔法を
She
私は
did
実
some...
演する義
She
務を
tried
負
to do
わない。
something strategic by flipping her chessboard over, but the pieces fell
そ
off.
れでいてさらにあなたには反論の余地もない。こういう戦い方でよろしいのかしら。
No, it's not.
はい、実にお見事な一手です。マトラ様、
It's not even a
受け手
good
をお願
move.
いいたします。
おかしな論法に持ち込んできやがったぜ。つまりどういうことだ？
後宮桐江の行動式に対してすでに説明があると。
That doesn't make sense.
桐江は食料を屋敷に取りに
She's
外に
trying
出
to
るべき
twist
で
the
はないという
argument
行動式
into,
を持っていま
okay,
す
then why'd they go outside? That's not what we're arguing here.
にもかかわらず
This is like the separation between the argument of do witches exist and was a witch a killer.
食料を取りに行こうという矛盾した行動をとります。この矛盾が説明できない限りそれを魔法であると主張する暴力的な手です。
そりゃ最初は桐江さん
Okay,
も
so
そう
if
考
I
え
like
てたんだろう
contradict myself, I'm using magic apparently. But no, a witch from afar is manipulating me with magic.
途中でいろいろと考えてやっぱり食料は必要だろうと心変わりしたってことなんだろう。いざという時空腹で力が出ないってんじゃ意味ないだろうし。
その心変わりが魔法によるものだと主張しているのです。つまり非常に困難なことですが桐江が心変わりした理由を説明しなければならないのです。
なんだってそんなの桐江さんの頭の中の話だろ。
Come on, battler of all people, you should know. You flipped that chessboard.
桐江さんの霊を召喚して質問するとかできないのかよ。ベアト、お前桐江さんを呼び出したりできないのかよ。
できません。それは魔女側のみに許されている手です。
Ah.
すまん。
How is
多分だな。俺たち子供のことを考えてやっぱり
battler?
食
How
料
are
が必
you
要だろうと
messing
総合
up
的に
this
考
bad?
えて
The difficulty went up one step. I mean, unless I'm wrong too. If I'm wrong too, then I feel free to laugh at me in the comments.
桐江がある理由により
But like,
食料がやはり
I
必要
think
で
it's still
あ
a
る
valid
と心変わり
argument.
した
There's not really a flaw in it, and it makes sense, especially if they were confirming Hideyoshi's alibi. Because if they asked Eva about it, she'd she'll be like, "Oh, the gold is mine, wahaha." But no, if you ask Hideyoshi, then Hideyoshi will be like, no.
例えばそう証言したのを誰かが聞いたとか何かに書き残したとか
Oh, evident. Oh, never mind. This actually is a bit of a problem.
残念だけどその心変わりの理由は誰にも語られておらずまた記されてもいない。
Wait, it was the. She said to Rudolph, "I want to go outside." They cut away. I know what I saw, unless I'm hallucinating.
キ
Which
リ
is
エの
possible.
頭の中で何があったのかあんたつまり証明は不能。私の手に対しあなたは一切の反撃の一手を持たない。
It doesn't even have to be Hideyoshi. Like they could have went outside for what do we? They could have went outside to use like a better bathroom.
今度は
Like,
あんたがリザイ
theoretically.
ンする番なのよ。
心変わりの理由など無限に想定できる。そしてその無限の可能性を全て潰しきることが
肉々しいほどにマトラ様にこれを切り返す方法があるとすれば、
その手とは何なのか。
さてどのような手でございましょうね。お嬢様の得意な手だったような気もしますが。
Temple's Raven or whatever it was called.
ケチケチしないで話せ。ベアトリーチェ、自らの思考を停止させる者に与えられる答えはありませんよ。考えなさい。
No. No, Beatrice, it isn't JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. They're not gonna be like, "Oh my god, the opponent's doing this," and like, they won't explain their attack.
とっととリザインしたらついでにさらに赤で追い詰めてあげるわ。キリエはね死ぬ最後の瞬間まで食料を取りに行かないイコール屋敷に行かないという行動式を維持していたわ。にもかかわらず率先して屋敷へ向かったわ。台車を押して食料を運ぼうとしたわ。その矛盾はなぜ？私が魔法で操ったから。
Because I controlled her with magic. Dang.
これこそが私の魔法が実在し私が魔
I'm
女で
sorry,
あ
but
る
that
証
also
拠
kind
な
of
の。
defeats the entire purpose of this game to say like, I like with that logic, I can be like, I'm the culprit even if you prove. But yeah, in that way, she can be like, oh, Eva's the yes, Eva killed them, but I controlled her with magic. It's like that shouldn't be a valid move.
キレ様死ぬまでずっと食料はいらない屋敷には行かないと思ってたならなんで自分から進んで食料を取りに行こう屋敷に行こう
Well,
って言い出
if
すんだ
Eva is the culprit, there's an explanation right there. What if they were going to have the conversation outside, and then Eva's with a gun, and Hideyoshi tries to play along, just being like, "Quick, we have to get inside. Everyone split up," and then that starts the fight, and then Eva goes like one by one, killing them all. Yeah.
魔法でキリエさんが操られていたっていうのかそんなバカなどうやってこの魔法を打ち破ればいいんだキリエさんがここにいてくれて一言心変わりの理由を言ってくれればいや心変わりすらしてないとどうすりゃいいんだ人間側には反撃できる一手がね
このゲームって知れば知るほどに魔女に有利なルールよね。たとえい
Yeah, I was
く
gonna
つ
say
の局面で負けたとして
the
も
witches have it overall easier to win this game.
それつまりバトラ君には完全勝利以外に魔女を否定する方法はないの。
But there is no such thing as witches.
ここまで私のことを散々エヴァ呼ばわりして追い詰めてきたつもりのようだけどあなたの尊敬するキリエさん一人の頭の中の話だけで全てがひっくり返っちゃうなんて
Your laugh isn't even the
しちゃいなさいよ
Walmart Beatrice, get out of here.
認めちゃえば負けちゃえば
How are you?
人間には証明不能だ死者が何を思って行動したのかなんてしかも推測程度じゃ魔法を否定できない魔法を打ち破るためにはキリエさんがどうして心変わりしたのか客観的でも畜生 どうして食料が欲しいと心変わりしたのか。
Okay, there's two pieces of evidences for evidences. I'm dead. My brain's dead. No thoughts, head empty. But there's also because the gun thing, the exchange of guns. Maybe we can use that as like evidence because C wanted a hold of one of them. Well, I mean, I know Rudolph had one, but C wanted like because then her like she didn't want to get food, so the gun thing makes sense. In that, and maybe they didn't have the talk outside. Maybe that's all wrong. Maybe there was going to be a talk inside, and she was waiting to get a hold of the gun before she could.
どうすりゃいいんだ。畜生畜生。
バトラ様、リザインでよろしいですか。
No, don't resign.
食料を取りに行かない。でも実際には矛盾したこの桐江さんの考えを。
理解なんかできないわ。理解不能、解釈不能。その闇は全て魔女のものだもの。さあさ考えても
Please don't resign over something this stupid.
あなたに魔女を否定することなんてできやだって私はこうして存在するんだもの。私こそは黄金の魔女。そこにいる元の魔女から名前を奪い取った。あなたに私がベアトリーチェであることを否定などできないの
What
よ。
are Jessica's doing behind the curtains?
その名を語る資格はなのにそれを否定する手が思いつかねえ。
Radar could no longer counter the switch who was laughing. Also, this is an argument about if Eva's the culprit. This has nothing to do. He could do nothing. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. He couldn't.
バトラ様、制限時間を切りますが、リザ。
Don't you dare resign over something this stupid.
人間側デザインをしま
No. Okay, there was a cutoff.
待て反撃の手を
Oh, is Beatrice gonna help?
なんだって。
へえどんな手があるっていうのよ先代様。このベアトリーチェの魔法をどんな手で否定できるのかできないわ。そんなこと不可能よ。
食料を取りに行かないイコール屋敷に行かないという命題をわらわはそれを待遇で説明する。つまりそれでも屋敷に行ったイコール食料以外の目的でとも説明できるのではないか。これはわらわの得意手の
Yes, Heppo's
変化
Raven.
のカラスというよりは
Chessboard! But you gotta say you gotta flip it over. It's not Umineko if you don't flip it over.
キリエが食料を目的に屋敷に行くことがありえないならそれでもなおキリエが外へ出る他の目的があったとつまりその目的が証明できれば魔法は否定できる。
なるほど。食料を目的に屋敷には行かないが他の目的があってそれを偽るために食料を取りに行こうと言い出したわけか。確かにそれなら説明がまだ可能かもしれない。しかしどうやって。
お師匠様キリエの死亡現場の
Yes, they're working together.
例の召喚はでき
They're
な
on
い。
the same dodgeball
死体
team.
の検証は人間側の権利のはず。ええ問題ありませんよ。後宮キリエの死亡現場を再構築します。私たちはキリエの霊を呼び出すことはできない。キリエが何を残したかを知ることでそれを武器にできるかもしれない。
いいわよ。好きなだけを調べなさいよ。何もわかるわけがない。さっきも赤で言ったわよ。キリエは何も書き残してはいない。何を見つけたとこ
She
ろで
didn't leave anything written down, but she may have left something.
何も見つからないかもしれない。でもバトルは歯を食いしばってわらわにできることが
Also, it's technically stalling him time to come to conclusion. Vita landed on her feet in the reconstructed hall, approached Kiri's fallen body and wandered around observing.
人間側の戦い方は今一つ勝手がわからない。確か物証が必要になれば
大ベアトリーチェ教ともあろうお方が床に膝をつけて這い回ってみっ
She's just doing a Danganronpa style investigation. It's important before the class trial.
何とでも言うがよい。わらわにはこれくらいしかできぬ。何を蔑まれようと構わぬ。だがわらわの名誉のために戦うといったバトラーを地を這い死肉を漁ることになろうとも、その義理に応えねばならぬのだ。
While being subjected to the witch's sneers, Bito searched through Kiri's corpse. She finished through the pockets, taking out what was inside and laying it on the floor. Laid on the floor was a handkerchief, tissue, a key to her house, ooh, we might need that for later, the stub of a plane ticket, a lighter, a cigarette butt, and a single 100-yen coin. There was no special suspicious object, although Bito was down on all her floors and being sneered at that she could... I mean, the lighter is... it's a weapon.
それでどうやって私の魔法を打ち破るっていうの？くだらないくだらないバカみたい。勇ましいことを言って割り込んでおきながら、その低たらくは何なの？ああ、情けない、恥ずかしい。へそかんで死んじゃえば。
Oh, she said her catchphrase. At least I'm assuming that's your catchphrase. The witch fell over laughing, taunting Bito. Bito hung her head, trying to withstand the same.
お嬢様、検証は十分ですか？
これ以上
What about go through everyone else's pockets? Like there may be evidence in
以
someone.
上の物証から何か反論の一手は出ますか？出なければ人間側リザインせざるを得ません。
当たり前でしょ？私は魔女だもの。私の魔法は打ち破れない。あんたはもはや元魔女でしかないのよ。
I don't know if it counts, but she doesn't have any food on
ベ
her.
アトリーチェを名乗ることも許されなくなったただの負け犬なのよ。さあ、
Like they should be looking for what's
その
not
ゴミや
there.
ガラクタを好き
Maybe.
に積み重ねて私の魔法を打ち破ってごらんなさい。できないでしょう。できないわよね。それはなぜ？私が魔女だからよ。あんたは名前さえ持たない負け犬だからよ。
Oh, my brain is melting right now.
何かあるはず。くじけぬくじけぬぞ。どれほど嘲笑われようともわらわの名誉のために戦うバトラの名誉のために。
As Bito held back tears at the words of humiliation she was being soured with, in the hope that Kiri was holding something else, in the hope that she could find something that could save Batterer from his plight, she searched earnestly. However, nothing more came up. What about the other two?
頼む。後宮桐江、そなたの息子の窮地を頼む。死してなお、あやつのために力を貸してくれ。
However, Kiri's body did not answer. It was only natural that a corpse... yeah, no, no Sid. No dead person existed that would answer Bito now that she had lost the endless magic.
無駄よ、無駄無駄。死者をもてあそべるのは魔女だけの特権よ。魔女でもなく、そして人間ですらないあんたに力を貸してくれるものなんてどこにも存在しない。あんたは永遠に一人ぼっち。魔女にも人間にも味方はなく、誰もあんたを助けてなんてくれないの。悔しければ泣いちゃえば。役に立てなくてごめんなさいって詫びちゃえば。
She loves forever.
すまない。わらわでは何もそなたの力に。
いや、十分だ。ありがとう。お前の努力を。
慰めなどいらぬわ。このガラクタの山で一体何を反論できるというのか。 あやつに嘲笑われてまでかき集めたこのガラクタがどうやって一矢報いれるというのか。
In front of Beta, who was still clawing on all fours and hitting the pile of objects Curie had left behind with her fist, Battle also crouched. And after patting her on the shoulder in thanks, he moved the hand to the ground, picked up the cigarette butt, and held it over his head. Wait, what's he gonna do with the cigarette butt?
そのゴミが何だというのか。
キリエさんはタバコを吸わない。
Oh my god! But Curie was even holding a lighter. Certainly she wasn't carrying a box of cigarettes herself, but at a glance at...
親父は吸ったが、
That's crazy!
でも、親父のタバコに火をつけるために、
That's...
ライターだけは持ち歩いてたんだ。
だからなんだというの？夫がタバコを吸うんなら、たとえ吸わなくても、妻がタバコを持ってたとしても不思議はないわ。
No, why would you have a cigarette in your
マナー
pocket?
の悪い夫の捨てた吸い殻を拾っただけかもね。それがなんだっていうの？私の魔法とどう関
What
係
does
があ
any
る
of
っていう
this
の？
have to do with your magic? Like,
何もありゃし
she
ない。
literally created an argument over, like, she tried to explain why a murder happened. Well, I mean, not why a murder happened. Why they went to this murder scene or something.
さらに言おう。こいつは、親父の吸ってるタバコの銘柄と異なる。すまないがベアト、親父の遺体の懐を見てくれるか。
うん、これか。銘柄を確認。吸い殻と銘柄が異なります。
That makes this interesting, like even more
ルドルフ
interesting.
の吸うタバコの銘柄ではありません。
Maybe my theory was wrong.
だからどうしたという
I
の？
wonder how it's like to watch one of these videos, especially if you've like already finished the visual novel. Like, just be like, oh my god, he's so wrong about that.
キリエは綺麗好きのいい子だから、落ちてる吸い殻を許せず拾っただけかもしれないじゃない。私は嫌だけど。
ベアト、すまんがも
But
う
you
一
just
人
said I wouldn't though. So if you were controlling her with magic, then that
秀吉
shouldn't
お
be
じさん
there.
の懐だ。親族でタバコを吸うのは、親父と秀吉おじさんだけなんだ。
あったぞ。
What is it?
これか。
Beta found a cigarette box in Hideyoshi's pocket, took a single one out and held it out.
銘柄を確認。吸い殻は秀吉の吸うタバコの銘柄と認めます。
Oh, my theory could be right.
だからなんだというの？秀吉の吸い殻がキリエのポケットから見つかると、私の魔法がどう破られるってい
Yeah,
う
if
の
they
よ。
fought, like if they actually fought, that.
そうさ、この吸い殻が、キリエさんのメッセージだ。いや、この吸い殻こそが。ベアト、ありがとう。お前がこいつを見つけてくれなかったら。
That's actual proof. But why is the game
バイリア、状況を再構
Dead
築。
of Dread of the Grave? More fear. Ooh.
第2の番、ローザおばさんたちが殺されたことが発覚した後のケース。
了解。再構築します。ローザ、マリアの死亡後、残った生存者はゲストハウス内バリケードを構築。牢城の結束を再確認。
何も不審なところなんかないじゃない。何が言いたいの？第4の番以降の話をしているのに、なんで第2の番の直後を蒸し返すの
It's a
よ。
timeline.
親父は携帯吸い殻入れを持ち歩いてる。キリエさんがわざわざ自分のポケットに吸い殻を入れる理由が、その吸い殻に意味があるからさ。その吸い殻こそがキリエさんが
Wow,
俺たちに残した
and
メ
then
ッセージだ。
Oh yeah, wasn't it because they're also leaving the bodies like? Maybe that's their mistake, but they're not like actually like searching people when they
そ
die.
の吸い殻一本でどうやって私を否定してみせるというの？
Just because you're a butt.
聞いての通りだ。第2の番以降、ゲストハウスでは全ての部屋の点検が行われた。この時、キリエさんはあってはいけない場所にあってはいけない。
Wait, yeah. What if the cigarette? She found it on the floor at the scene of Rose.
何なの？
こいつさ、この吸い殻さ、こいつが秀吉おじさんのいた客室の灰皿に置かれていたんだ。
はあ？灰皿に 吸い殻があってどうおかしいってのよ。おかしいのはあんたの頭の方じゃないの。
エヴァおばさんは大のタバコ嫌いだ。そのおばさんが体調を崩して寝込んで
Oh
る。
my god, that was from like the beginning of the episode, I'm pretty sure.
し
I
かし
forget if that was the beginning of the episode or somewhere, but like, didn't he like, yeah, he was out with Rudolph. Oh my, that's genius writing. Rudolph and Hideyoshi were out smoking on the boat. Like, that was like one of the very first scenes of this episode. And he was like, oh, Eva hates smoking, so I'm doing it outside.
それを見たキリエさんはすぐに気づいた。秀吉おじさんは嘘をついている。本当はエヴァおばさんは寝込んでなんかいなかった。部屋を抜け出していたんだと気づいたんだ。復唱要求。この吸い殻はエヴァおばさんたちが休んだ部屋の灰皿でもみ消された。
拒否するわ。
ようやく
Yeah! Oh man, this feels so good.
ありがとうよ。であと
わらわは役に立てたのか。
ああそうさ。ハグぞ。俺たちでエセ魔女の化けの皮を剥いでやる。
From the cigarette butt, Kiri realized that Hideyoshi was creating an alibi for Eva's sake. Hideyoshi had been tasked with watching over the room to create an alibi, and during that time he had been unable to withstand the tension and had smoked. Then Kiri had disclosed that to Rudolph. She disclosed there was a good chance that Eva was the culprit and Hideyoshi was an accomplice.
そしてキリエさんは食料を取りに行こうと提案。そして秀吉おじさんにその手助けを頼む。これが意味するところはただ一つだ。キリエさんは秀吉おじさんを
Yes!
隔離して
That's what I said!
真相を問い詰めるつもりだったんだ。
ヘンペルのクラスユーク魔女だはこの一手を迎え撃てない限りキリエを操ったと称する魔法の存在が否定されます。
なんですって。否定するわよ。とにかく否定するわよ。私じゃないわ。
Wait, there's actually me, no way.
後ろ宮エヴァじゃないわ。
You said it was
エヴァは部
you.
屋で寝てたのよ。
ならば言ってみろ。ああ言えやしないさ。今度だって言えやしないさ。
There's no way, like, you don't even need to argue about the other Twilights. That's like the entire mission. If you can explain the... Theoretically, you don't need to argue about anything else. That this like seals the deal.
後ろ宮エヴァはその時部屋から一歩も出ていない。
なんなのよこれ。責めていたのは私でしょ。なんで私が責められる側になってるの。いつの間に攻守が逆転してるのよ。問い詰めてるのは私なのよ。この魔女である私がなぜに。
繰り返す。復唱要求。後ろ宮エヴァは部屋を出ていない。言えるわけがねえんだ。チェックメイトだ。
Heck yeah. RPG Maker sound
魔女
effect.
側受けてありませんか。
あるわけがない。虚実にて着飾った偽りの魔女に受けられる真実の
本当の魔女。貴様に名乗る資格はない。貴様は黄金の魔女じゃない。貴様は人間。後ろ宮エヴァだ。
Oh. It's been exposed. The witch roared. Her entire body was burned with a tremendous heat that denied her own witchcraft in existence, and she let out a roar like a dragon. Her body flickered repeatedly, flashing in Eva's figure and the witch's figure overlapped. Please turn back to Beatrice. Please. Oh, I didn't. However, the roar drowned out that flicker and made it return once more to the original form of the cruel-hearted witch. Oh, what is he doing?
いいわ。私のことを後ろ宮エヴァと呼びたければ
Oh,
呼べば
is
いい
this
の
gonna be like the third phase of Nintendo boss
そう
fights?
よ。確かに私は後ろ宮エヴァが犯人であることに対する察しての全てを撃退することができない。 私は黄金の魔女を引きずり下ろされ、今や後宮エヴァと呼ばれているかもしれない。でもね、だからって魔法と魔女の存在が否定されたわけじゃない。私が今から教えてやるわ。私が後宮エヴァなどではなく、本当の魔女であることを今から教えてやるわ。見なさい、この赤き真実を。
The witch clapped her hands and the time advanced in the road of the game board. Is this gonna be George's death? As they called Jessica's name, Battle and Eva ran up to the parlor. They were searching for... Oh no, we've like cut back to the actual game. They were searching for Jessica because they had gone to the servant room, found Nanzo's corpse and didn't know where Jessica was.
それがどうし何が言いたい。
まさかまずい。
Vito went pale. That made it clear that the more the evil witch was about to make was bad enough to have such an effect on Vito.
今度こそ言い逃れのできぬ致命的な一手をあなたに。いいえ、あなたを応援するすべての人間どもにくれてやるわ。
Is that referring to me? Can you see
心
beyond
して
the
聞きな
game?
さい、私の一手を。
やめよ。
ベアト、下がれ。俺は受けるぞ。来い。
What's the move?
エセ魔女め。
ジェシカ負傷後、エヴァは常にバトラの監視
Oh
下にあっ
no!
た。バトラは犯人でもなく共犯者でもない。よってエヴァの完全なアリバイを証明できる。
何？
あんたを、人間を絶対に逃れられぬ赤き結界にて封じて殺す。さらばだ人間どもよ、出口なき絶対の魔法密室にて永遠に眠るがいいわ。さあ、心して聞きなさい、赤き真実を。この島には19人以上の人
What
間
the
はい
hell?
ない。
She's Spider-Man?
謎の怪人物
Okay, so
が
there's
隠れていて反抗をなどという
No more than 18
愚かしい
people.
考えは捨てなさい。でもこういう言い方をすると動物の犯人も疑えるわね。殺人を仕込んだオランウータンは人間には
It was a
監視され
wild
て
bear
ない。
that killed
ヘ
everyone.
リクツを言われちゃかなわない。
Oh, that was funny.
ならこう言い換えるわ。人間以外の生命は一切このゲームに
Oh no, the
関係が
bears.
ない。
They can't be the
と
culprit
いうわ
anymore.
けで次にこの島に存在する18人の状況を全て説明するわ。金蔵は死亡している、クラウスは死亡している、夏日は死亡している、秀吉は死亡している、ジョージは死亡している、ルドルフは死亡している、キリエは死亡している、ローザは死亡している、マリアは死亡している、ゲンジは死亡している、
She's
シ
literally
ャ
just
ノンは
going
死
through
亡
everyone.
している、カノンは死亡してゴーダは死亡している、熊沢は死亡して南條は死亡して以上15人は死亡。そしてバトラは生存している、エヴァは生存している、ジェシカは生存している。
Wait, so is Jessica a culprit?
これで18人全員。よって最後の犠牲者である南條の死亡時、バトラとエヴァとジェシカの3人だけが生きていたことはわかるわよ。
なんだと。
No, there's no way. Jessica.
まさ
No,
か。
there's no way I defended Jessica. She's the culprit. Well, she's a culprit.
エヴァはあなたとずっと一緒にいたわ。だから犯行は不可能。もちろんバトラ君は犯人じゃないわ。アリバイ偽装なんてしてないし、彼女が犯人の可能性も考慮していたから、彼女には不審なことをできるあらゆる可能
Why
性
did
が
Batterer
存
have
在
to
しな
follow
か
her?
った。つまり犯行時の使用人室には南條とジェシカしかいなかったのよ。となると
And where did these Spider-Man powers come
あな
from?
たの一手はこうよね。ジェシカが犯人の可能性もあると。しかし残念ね。
Okay, thank you. I'm actually happy you're using the red truth against that.
後ろ宮ジェシカは殺人を犯していない。南條殺しに関わっていない。彼女の目は完全に塞がれている。その彼女に殺人を行うことは不可能よ。
Wait, but did Nanzo Okay. Did Nanzo die? He either died by himself, or he died in, like, for some accident or something.
さらにお
That
見せ
doesn't.
してあげるわ。エヴァとバトラも南條を殺していないし、関わってもいない。
ちょっと待ちやがれ。それじゃおかしいじゃねえか。3人しか人間がいなくて、
Three humans.
それで殺人が起こって。
Okay. We may have to think about this one. This
関
one
わって
is
ないなんて。
a little rough.
はっきり断言して南條を殺した犯人はバト
Could it
ラ
have
で
been
もエヴ
Nanzo?
ァでもジェシカでもない。つまり生存者の中にはいないということよね。お分かり？
いや、そうだ。二重人格とかどうだ。もと
Multiple.
もとお前がエヴァおばさんのもう一つの人格であったように。
That's a good thought. Another person. Yeah. What? Oh. That's smart. What does it mean for someone to be dead? Yeah, what does it mean for someone to be dead? If Eva has this other personality of Eva Beatrice, then technically Eva's alive and could not have committed murder, but Eva Beatrice could have committed murder.
例えばジェシカにもう一つの魔女
No,
的人
don't.
格があって、
There's no way Jessica is.
ジェシカ以外を名乗って南條先生を殺したとか。
愚かね。すでに赤で語っているわ。ジェシカの目は完全に塞がれていて、彼女に殺人は不可能。彼女にどんな人格が憑依しようとも、彼女の肉体では殺人を行えないの。それともこう言えば満足するかしら。
Wait just a moment. What about what happened with Jessica? According to like what we saw play out, Canon guided her out of the room to find a hiding spot. Oh, so she was... Okay, something suspicious happened here. So... Multiple... It was... Okay, no one was there. Besides Jessica and Nanzo. Nanzo dies, the culprit's like, ooh, I'm gonna get you. Jessica hears a voice. He can't see the voice, and he also couldn't, like, feel his arm, because he said that, like, oh, it's with magic. So, she couldn't guide... Canon is dead. They said Canon is dead. Who could have done a Canon voice? Because someone must have guided her out of the room. Like, because... in... Oh! Wait, what if it... Okay, what if that's one and the same? So... the culprit. Who's the culprit? That's the problem. If he didn't say Canon is dead in red, then... Because there could be multiple culprits. That's what I think. But... And I was gonna do my episode 1 theory again and be like, oh, Canon is the culprit. But... think of... Because someone guided her out of that room, and it might have been the culprit. Because... that makes sense. Because that's how there's magic, and how she can sneak by, and so they just walk out of the room. But it isn't any of the three that are alive. And the personality thing. Eva has a second could have the other personality. I kind of want to hear Eva Beatrice do a Canon impression.
ジェシカの体が起こしたいかなる動作も南條の殺人には関係影響しない。この適用をバトラとエヴァにも広げるわ。つまりどうあがこうが解釈しようがジェシカとバトラとエヴァは南條を殺した犯人ではない。
Gotta go to characters real quick. I gotta piece this together. No, not the... Let me out. I don't know why it always does that, but... Okay. So, it's neither of these three. Someone killed Nanzo. What was his death? Corpse discovered in the... Oh, so they did discover the corpse. We just briefly saw that, so we can confirm that there was a corpse discovery. The murder weapon assumed to be a gun or spear-shaped object. A gun. On one last person, he probably would have been home free, but at the last possible moments, he did not permit him that. Okay, so there isn't really much evidence to go off of here, other than he got shot in the head. Eva has a gun, but it's not Eva. It's not Battler, and it's not Jessica. Everyone else is dead. Huh. Someone, like, dude, there's no way. I did like that personality thing. To say that someone is dead. That, like, you can say that that name is dead. And that them under a new name's alive. I like that. But I don't know who could it have been. Someone dead is actually probably alive. Okay. So, okay, they've been dead since the beginning. It's not Maria. Rosa was dead, like very dead. Who can do a canon voice? Because I don't think it's canon. Because no, it's not just because I thought it was suspicious for the first episode. I also think it's suspicious that like who can do that voice? Or something that would convince Jessica. Or maybe it was a recording. Is there a way to record someone's voice in this time period? Okay, these two are dead. Could it be Hideyoshi? Could it be it would have to be someone who wants to help Eva. That's the other No, wait, no, Eva didn't... Eva just liked Sanin, not Canon. Did she just... No, yes, he was mad at Sanin because Sanin wanted to marry George. But I also think that would apply, like, servant laws, so I don't think Eva would be able to easily have someone else want to help her with the servants. And besides, they died the first Twilight. The question... It's George! It has to be George! The reason it has to be George is because they found his body quickly. And I don't... Nanzo got close enough and was like, oh, Is Nanzo an accomplice? I thought he was an accomplice in the first episode. God damn, why didn't he just say, oh my god, it's you before he dies, and like say who it was? But theoretically, it could make sense that it was George, because that was like the most brushed over corpse discovery. But it also could be Hideyoshi. I don't think it's them. Unless... the other way I think is Canon isn't actually dead, but even though they said Canon's dead. But that doesn't make sense for anything we've seen so far. Like... Because... Wait, no, personality. That also shoots down my George theory. Because... it has to be a character. There's no way it's Maria. But, like, Maria and Eva are the only ones who, like, I'd say have a split personality. You know what, I'm just gonna shut up and let him talk. I can't do this. This is hurting my head. And she's gonna deny that. Wait, the trap theory.
南條は他殺よ。もちろんトラップではなく直接的な殺害方法よ。凶器を構え、それにて真正面の至近距離から殺した。犯人は南條の目の前に堂々と現れ、そして互いに顔を見合わせながら。
だから待てよ。生存者は3人しかいない。それ以外は全員死んでることは、つまり18人全員の生死が確定してる。しかも19人目は存在しないと。つまり生存者3人以外には存在できない。なのにその3人以外の4人目が 19人目は存在しないのにどうして俺たち以外の人間が現れて。おかしい。お前は嘘をついている。赤字で嘘をついている。
赤は真実のみを語る。
There's
それ
so
を疑う
much
こと
legs
は
on this
すな
screen.
わち貴様の後ろで私に怯え萎縮し、その背に隠れるその魔女の名誉を裏っ
くそ。
はっきりと今こそ言い切るわ。南條の前に現れし私こそ魔女なのよ。18人の人間では説明できない黄金の魔女なのよ。
I also wonder. There's 18 people on the island. Well, that's what they said. There's 18 people, dead or alive. Like when you die, do you lose the qualification of person on island and become a corpse on island? Because if that's the case, there still could be someone else. It's the only thing that makes, like, there's no way. There's legitimately no way that anyone.
ワルギリア、ロドウェイ、状況は矛盾していないのか。奴は本当に赤で真実を語っているのか。
はい、赤き真実。
なんという緻密かつ精密な詰め。
こいつをどう手を打っちゃいい。ワルギリア、何か手はないのか。
私には
Oh,
何も思いつき
that's a
ません。
move. Eva Beatrice is not a witch, but exists as another personality of Eva. Eva was under this. Wait, but that doesn't explain the battle with her. I also think the canon voice thing is suspicious. Just, I really don't think that Canon is alive after, like, they said that he was dead too. So we have two pieces of evidence to work off. We have canon voice, and Eva was under Battle's supervision. But like I said, what about the split personality? It's like, is that possible?
ロドウェア。
申し訳ありません。しかしこの1000年、これほどまでに精密なる美しい場面を見たのは
悔しいですが、美しいなんて美しい赤によるチェックメイト。
The witch's master and their demon bow were both stunned, and somehow a rapturous expression rose to their faces. Forget surrendering. They were simply impressed that this perfect checkmate, which can only be admired. And people accepted. This isn't checkmate! How is this check? This doesn't explain anything about the other Twilights. This is like, you play, imagine you play rock, paper, scissors. You lose 3 times, but you win that last 4th one. That doesn't mean that the other person lost. That means that you won 1 round. But that is really weird. I no longer knew what was what anymore. There's absolutely no weak points in red. She had said in red that all 50 people had died. She had said in red that no people existed other than the 18. In other words, no more than 3 people. What if Battler... Wait, yeah, what if Battler has another personality? Okay, that'd be really weird, considering... Well, you figure of all people, Battler would know that if he had a second personality. But what if he does? What if it's like that one Higurashi character? Natsumi, I think? Yeah, from like the demon exposing manga. I'm sorry I'm not reading, I'm just trying to figure this out. Saying Battler has another personality is probably the best move he could make, because he could do the canon voice. And if Eva was under Battler's supervision, when they switched out, does that count as supervision anymore? Robots.
このゲーム版に関与しない。
Then witches don't go on the
上
game
に
board.
5も入れるわね。南條を殺したのは確かに人間
Then
で
it
ある。
wasn't a witch.
地に足のついた人間が凶器をかざしそれにて殺した眼前にて。ただしその人間は魔法が使えたかもしれないわ。それはすなわち魔女だったということ。それがつまりこの私、黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。
Even this battle work around this. What the hell? This chapter, like, I can't even. His soul still refused to submit. Whether his knees had already stood to accept submission.
ひざまずいたわね。そう、あなたはもう理解し始めている黄金の魔女が存在することを。そしてその黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェがさあたたえなさい。本当の魔女の復活を今こそたたえなさい。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェの
No,
復活を。
there's something wrong. There has to be something wrong with it. Like,
誰も生き残れはしない。
there's so much red truths going on right now.
くそー。
What was that?
俺にはわからねえ。ここまで徹底的に赤でがんじがらめにされたら俺にはもうさっぱりだ。
バトラくじけるな。わらわとそなたは再び戦い合う約束を交わしたではないか。ここでそなたは屈服するのか。わらわと再び戦う前にこのようなところで消え去るのか。
その約束を破りたくはねえ。しかし俺には奴を否定する手が、これはそもそも問題にさえなってない。
Oh, wait. Wait, no, the battle or true personality thing. That's the
容
only
疑者
thing
以
I
外
can
は
think
存在
of.
せず、その容疑者は全員白。赤で白だって言われてんだぜ。それでいてしっかり他殺で犯人は人間でちゃんと目の前に現れて南條先生を殺したという。もうお手上げだ。どうにもならねえ。
頼むバトラ諦め。思考を止めれば自動的にそなたの負け。頼むか。わらわも応援しておる。
How much? Wow, it's been over an hour. Remember how I was like, there's probably 5 hours of
も
gameplay
う何
left?
も思いつかねえんだ。どうせあいつは魔女だから魔法とかでやったに違いない。考えるだけ無駄だぜって思っちまう。ダメだ。頭が痛いの。考えたって無駄だからやめちまえって。
バトラ聞け。チェスというゲームは相手を任そうと互いが尽くすから一回のゲームに長い時間をかける。しかしどちらかが最初から勝ちを捨て自分に損な手を進んでさせばこれをフールズメイトという。
A fool's mate, simply put, a strange way of playing chess with the mind to lose as soon as possible. Opening the area in front of your own king and inviting the opponent's queen in. Chess, in which the average playing time for a single game may stretch for several hours, can be resolved in a scant 4 moves. In other words, if both sides try to win a fight, they are compelled to take a painfully long period of time. But if one side decides to lose, they can end the game all too easily, at any time.
人間側は思考を停止させることによって木からリンゴが落ちることさえ直ちに魔法の仕業ということで決着できてしまう。そしてそれは魔女側も同じことだ。魔女は赤き真実を使う。それにて魔法の正体が人間で説明できてしまうことを示せば。
言われなくても考えを止めるなって言うんだろう。しかしあいつのあの完璧な真っ赤な手にどうやって反撃すればいいんだ。俺には人間にはもう無理だ。
無理か。バトラには無理なのか。頼む。
Stop saying don't lose heart. That's not what that... Is it what it means? I don't even know.
俺にはもう
my head is like, I think I'm usually pretty good at like finding theories, but the only theory that I have is kind of bullshit. Bito watched out with a distressed face. Then she stood up and spoke to the wits.
わらわが
Oh?
そなたの手に。
へえ、この完璧なるチェックメイトにあなたはどう切り込んでくれるというのかしら。人間には決して破ることのできないこのチェックメイトをあなたごときがどう破るというの？
ベアトリーチェ、あなたまさか。人間にさせぬ一手ならわらわが魔女であるがゆえにさせる一手で。
魔女であるがゆえにさせる一手。お前何をする気だ？
わらわが魔女を否定する。ベアトリーチェ。
Oh my... She's... she's... Jeez, she's about to like counter herself. I also immediately understood what it meant. To use the red that only witches could use. To use the red to deny witches. It was like using her own sword to slit her own throat. You shouldn't have made enemies with her. If you two worked together, you definitely would have been unbeatable.
バカ言ってんじゃないわよ。そんなことしたら。
I'm kind of curious. What kind of red truth can deny all of this?
そなたは魔女にある。そしてわらわもまた真の魔女へ。
Oh, wait, is that the red truth? You are not a witch. That would...
なれば好都合。今この場に元より魔女など存在はしない。わらわが自ら。
私もあんたもしっかり堂々とした魔女でしょうが。赤が使えることこそ魔女の証。あんたにとって魔女の定義がどういうものか知らないけど、あんただけは無傷で済むなんて勘違いをしているなら今すぐ。
勘違いなどしているもの、それで良いのだ。
ですって。
わらわはもとより真の魔女になるためにようやくその道のりを歩き始めたに過ぎ。もし今のわらわが魔女だというのはそれに力に溺れただけ。そなたに同じそのようなみすぼらしい姿、未練などない。そなたもろともわらわのこの姿決し
正気。やめなさい。私はまだ魔女でいたいのよ。人間は嫌なのよ。
魔女様、どうかご着席を。人間側の受け手をどうかご着席の上。
何をするの？離して。その女に赤を使わせないで。やめさせて。
Use red.
離せ。
Stop like monologuing and use your red. As the witch stood from her seat and tried to spring upon Bito, Ronov pressed down on both of her shoulders, forcing her back to her seat. And even after that, he didn't remove his hands from those shoulders. Denying witches was the same thing as denying magic. That includes demons such as Ronov. However, instead of running away, Ronov chose to act as the facilitator for the game, and to carry out the duty for his master's sake.
ベアトリーチ、後悔はないのですね。お師匠様こそごめん。いっぱい楽しい魔法や幸せな魔法を教えてもらったのに全然上手に使えなかった。だからゼロから修行やり直してくる。そのバカ弟子の不始末に巻き込んで。良き弟子よ、あなたの信じるままにお行きなさい。
お前らが何の話をしてるのか。
Yeah, I'm confused.
だがこれだけはわかる。そして言える。ベアト、何をしようとしてるのか知らねえが、これからやろうとしていることをやめろ。
そなたに手はない。しかしこの一手逃せばあやつは魔女として真の意味で復活し、この全ての悪夢はあの女の自由自在となり、この島は永遠に邪悪なる魔女の妄想を繰り返す。そなたは親しい家族たちも永遠にあの魔女の悪夢にもてあそばれてもよいと。
But he was having fun in that
だが
nightmare.
お前が犠牲になることなんてないだろ。これは俺と奴のゲームだ。お前が身を犠牲にして手を刺すことなんてない。俺が考える。 起死回生の一手を必ず考えるから。だから早まるな。ちくしょう。絶対に思いつくから。だから
このゲームはすでにそなたの兆候に制限時間を使い切っておるわ。もはや安心せよ。バトルわらわ
I swear, time limits didn't used to be a thing.
あの残酷なる魔女をわらわが自らの手で
待て、ベアト。やめろ、よせ。お前が自分を犠牲にする必要なんて何もない。
わらわを否定するためにそなたは戦っていたのだろう。おかしなやつだ。あの子の好きに、そしてどうか見届けてやってください。
しかし
バトラー、一つだけ耳を
耳をどうして。
わらわは
Oh, that's. She's gonna flat out just be like, witches aren't real.
赤で敷き詰めた盤面をさすればわらわがそなたもわらわが語る赤き真実を聞けば、そなた一人が耳を塞いだところで、だがそれでもそなたにだけはそなたの前だけでは頼む。
ベアトリーチェ様、魔女側問題ありません。どうぞ察してよ。
There's no problems on the witch side. Repeatedly followed by let go.
あいつおかしいわ。私たちを巻き込んで自分も死ぬ気よ。やめて、否定しないで。やめて。
仮にも黄金の魔女が見ぐさあよいか。バトラの代わりに15人が死に3人しか残らぬチェス盤にて、わらわがこれよりその赤き真実にて。
Come on, do it, do it. Vito turned around and smiled at Battler. Most likely no one believed that the witch who had gone to the limits of cruelty would try to leave a smile after the last expression he showed Battler, and that smile signified her last wish since he wanted him to cover his ears. Denying witches in red was the same as knowing her savvy form. Battler put both of his hands against his ears. To protect her final honor as a witch, he put his hands against his ears, protecting the truth. And he howled, so that not even a bit of what she was saying would slip into his ears. After that, a road where Battler could not hear anything. Vito was saying something with red. Even the evil witch attempt. Just say it. Like, I want to see this. I don't care about like you describing words. I want to see it. Words that only witches could use. The only words capable of denying witches. Vito talked. With the red truth, she sliced apart the bright red game board that the witch had released. We didn't even hear her say it. She explained difficult problems that could not be solved by humans, with moves that could only be solved by witches, and began cornering the witch. The truth that Battler was not permitted to hear. If Battler had broken his promise to sneakily listened in an instant Battler would probably been able to the victor in his game with Vito. He would probably have understood all the Oh, this feels so taunting! This actually feels so taunting! Like, I want to hear this! However, Battler would only learn what this was when he reached the truth by himself. Yes, from the beginning, Beatrice had wished that Battler would reach that truth by himself. It was something that she shouldn't be reached by being told. It was a truth that Battler would have to drive himself to with his... I'm so upset. A brilliant light gathered with Beto and the evil witch at the center and grew gradually stronger. It was the power of truth. In brilliance like the sun, shone on all the falsehoods that hid in the darkness, trying to deceive and burnt them to nothing.
なぜあんたは死ねるの？こんなすごい力を持ち得ながら、黄金も魔法も全てを自在に操れる力を持つあんたがどうしてそれをあっさりと投げ出せるの？
山をなす黄金であろうと、海を裂く魔法であろうと、手に入らぬものがあることをさあ、姿を現すがいいぞ。その正体を表せ。 Ushiromiya Eva!
When the sun exploded and blew everything away, Eva could be seen there holding a gun.
あんたが犯人なんだ、エヴァおばさん。
気づくのが遅いわよ、バトラ君。
Oh, shit. Without any hesitation or mercy, Eva raised the gun and pulled the trigger. An explosion resounded and Battler fell to the floor. His heart shot through. What? Battler just died. Jeez. Jeez. Oh, at least Jessica's alive. I'm happy. Shot and killed by Ushiromiya Eva inside the mansion. The murder weapon was a sawed-off rifle from Kinzo's collection. Jessica lost her eyesight. There was only her and Battler. Wolves in seat puzzle. That's a thing I haven't heard in a while. But holy shit, Battler died. Like, dang. Like I said, at least Jessica's alive. Oh, Jessica's like probably in the curtains of that room. But in his last moments, he understood without a doubt that she was a murderer, and not just for killing him. There were several murders where I don't have any clue how they were carried out. However, when my own ears were covered, Vito exposed all of them with a red blasting away all magic. In other words, even though I didn't understand it, so Eva was the culprit. But so whatever PC said, Eva ended up being the culprit, and we can't. There's no like denying that. She just saw him. However, from the fact that she managed to deny it in red, I learned one fact which is extremely unfair for us. Namely, it is possible to deny all magic. So in other words, no, I must not think of that. If I do, the time I covered my ears would be made pointless. If I'm going to regret, I can only regret my own actions. If at that time I had thought of some turnabout move to counter the witch's final play, there would have been no need for Bito to sacrifice herself. I brought about this conclusion because I was worthless. Jeez. Is that the end of the episode? Oh no. It's never the end of the episode. Even though it was a pitch black world where nothing could be seen, for some reason I felt Bito's presence right next to me. So I tried calling out to her. You can exchange words with someone whether they're a human or a witch. So even in a world where the witches have been denied, I should be allowed to talk to her.
ベアト。
バトラか。やったぞ。わらわ。やった。
ああ、聞こえはしなかったが、俺はお前の姿を最後まで見ていたぜ。お前が邪悪な魔女に毅然と立ち向かうところを。
これでもうわらわは魔女ではない。だが必ずわらわは再び魔女になるぞ。そして再び黄金の魔女と呼ばれるに至って再びそなたの対戦相手だと認められに帰ってくるから。
いや、お前は魔女だったぜ。俺は見てたぜ。お前があの邪悪な魔女をすっげえ魔法で吹き飛ばしてその正体を暴き出すところを俺はちゃんとこの目で見ていたぜ。
あれは魔法ではなく
It was straight up facts and logic.
いや、魔法だったぜ。お前は確かに黄金の魔女だった。お前自らが否定しようとも。
I just don't understand how it was Eva even though she said Eva didn't commit
お
murder.
前は確かに黄金の魔女だ。
When Battler said those words, in the world that had been dark, there was suddenly a single grain. A small grain of gold like a wheat seed shone brightly. Even though it was small, it had a strong gold-colored glow. And it illuminated the two of them, sitting with their backs together, so they had each become aware of their own form. They did not exist only as conscious. They became aware that they had bodies and definitely existed. No, maybe we should say that they each had been given existence, call it a body. When Battler looked at his own form, he wasn't that surprised. But Bito looked at her own form, she was a little startled. From Battler's perspective, she looked just like normal. But for a short while, she was surprised by that form.
これは どういうことなのか。
あの光の粒の輝きがどんどん強くなる。
The grain of wheat was no longer simply colored, but was like the light of the sun. Then it softly began to approach Bito's chest, when the grain of sun was sucked inside her chest. What? The road became warped in a deep blue sky. What is happening? And an island rose up. Trees sprouted and created a forest. Walls. What is happening? And it became adorned with more and more things until we realized that this was the hall of the Ushiromiya mansion. It was a fantastic hall where many gold butterflies beat their wings. Many tables were set up, white tablecloths like it was a party, and beautiful cooking fruits were set out. And over there were so many figures. Everyone was there, talking together and smiling.
みんな
There was Dad and Kiwi. What the heck is... What's happening? Everyone was at the party, clapping their hands and celebrating our return. This is like Evangelion! They're gonna say congratulations.
黄金鏡ではすべての死者の魂を蘇ら
Oh, we're in
せ
the
ること
golden...
ができる
Yeah, of course, that makes sense.
ベアトリーチェ、そしてようこそバトラク黄金鏡へようこそ。わらわは黄金鏡への扉に至ったのか。
はい、お嬢様はついに全員を黄金鏡へお招きできたのです。ようこそバトラ様、黄金鏡へ。
This doesn't look like the Golden Land. This looks like just the mansion.
ようやくここへたどり着いたか。
What?
じいさま、俺は一体。
お前はわしの魔法と相入れぬ血を最も濃く受け継いでしまったのだ。故にこの黄金鏡にお前だけがたどり着けず、ずっとベアトリーチェはそなたを探していたのだ。そなたをここへ連れてくるためにあらゆる手を尽くしておった。
なんだって。
Wait, is it because he denies witches?
これでようやく全員が揃いましたな。
さあ、バトラ様もお席へ。
Oh my god, I haven't heard Goda speak in so long.
この5打目の最高傑作を尽くしました。どうかぜひご賞味ください。
あんた光栄に思いなさいよね。本当は私が全部食べるところお情けであんたらの分も残してあげてるんだからね。
7
黄金鏡では意志ある者すべてが公平だ。ここで我ら家具とて人間とて魔女とて区別はない。
バトラ様、お待ちしておりました。そしてようこそ黄金鏡へ。
シャノちゃん、上司の兄貴。
There's something wrong
僕
about
もまだ
this.
これが夢じゃないかと疑ってるよ。僕たちは死んだはず。でも生きてる。そして全員が全員ここにいて幸せなんだ。信じられない。
そうよ。どうせここ
No,
は
you
夢
get out of here. You're not allowed to be
だからジョ
here.
ージがメイドの女と仲良くしたってどうせ夢なんだから。
Dude, you get out of here.
予算か。
You are not allowed in here after what you've done.
若い2人を祝福せなあかん。黄金鏡は
You-
祝福の都や。ここではいがみ合いは一切なしやで。
ここでは愛し合う者たちは全てが自由。誰にもはばかられることはない。
ジェシカちゃん、ガノン君素敵。焼けちゃうわ。
ようバトラー、なんだかその
No, you. This is so weird.
ようこそ。そしてお帰りなさいませ。
Jessica was probably embarrassed because he was holding hands with Canon-kun, and Canon-kun wanted to act humbly like a servant and bow, but since neither of them could let go of the other's hand, he couldn't do it so well, and the whole scene looked fairly comical.
使用人のことなんてダメです。うちのジェシカをやれるわけありません。
いいじゃないかね。好きな相手くらい自由に選ばせてやると。
ダメですダメです。うち
Stop
も
it.
ダメなのよジョージ。
What is... My brain is actually dying. I'm so confused. What the hell? Even though they had always been at odds, it was a very bizarre scene.
いいじゃないですか。誰が誰を好きになったって。
そうよ、親が子離れしてない証拠ね。
What?
バトラー、俺はお前がどんな女を連れ帰っても生温かく受け入れてやるからな。
この人に紹介しちゃダメよ。すぐ手を出すから。とっとと駆け落ちしちゃうのよ。
Oh God. That's horrible.
やっとここへ来た。
マリア、お前は最初からここへ来ることになると。
だからマリアは何も怖くなかった。みんなは臆病でビクビク。面白かった。
なんてこった。一番ずれてると思ってたお前が実は最初から真相を知ってたなんてな。
Is this... Oh, why? I'm confused.
グレーです。マリア卿に対してそのような口の利き方、とても許せません。射撃曲線形成、
Oh
攻
no.
撃準備よし。マリア卿、いつでも攻撃できます。にひあんた。
お静かに。ベアトリーチェ様の御前です。まあ固いことを言わずに今ははしゃいで喜び合いたい気持ちを察しましょう。それより乾杯の準備を始めようではありませんか。
さあさあ、自慢のサバ料理の準備は十分ですよ。いつでも配膳できますよ。
ほらみんな、少しはかぐらしく働きなさいよ。やだ、もっとつまみ食いするの。
さあ働こう。お客人方を待たせるな。私たちはアクセク働き、お客人たちに何もさせるな。武将にさせて怠惰にさせて、コロコロと豚のように肥えさせ。
What the heck?
ベアトリーチェ、バトラ君、こちらへ。
Grandfather and Virgilia were standing on the landing at the top of the staircase beckoning us. Vito and I looked at each other quizzically, then climbed the stairs together. From the hall, it looked like a very high stage. A small table had been set up there, as well as a piece of parchment and an old-fashioned quill pen. Is he gonna have to write an essay? Because that doesn't sound like the Golden Land to me. I saw that strange magical characters in Japanese were written side by side, and below it, many names were written. There were 17 of them. Grandfather was the first, and everyone else's name had been signed below in a long column. The people who arrived at the Golden Land probably signed this one after another.
バトラ、お前で全てが揃う。心して聞くがよい。
黄金鏡は魔女の力だけで保たれている世界ではありません。そこで幸福を享受する全ての人間による協力と承認が必要なのです。そのためにここには全員のサインが揃わねばならないのです。
前回黄金鏡の扉がようやく開いたが、お前はサインを拒んだ。記憶にはないだろうがな。お前がサインを拒んだため、この世界を再び闇に閉ざしてしまったの。
Oh, is that like the what? Yeah, the last episode.
それだけを聞いてると。
Because like, oh, well, actually, last time Rosa, I'm pretty sure, wasn't even invited to the Golden Land.
みんなにいろいろと迷惑をかけたように聞こえるな。
そなたの頑固は折り紙付きであるからな。金蔵から受け継いでいるのは血だけではないらしいぞ。
Vito laughed amiably. I knew I was being made fun of, but the smile led me to go along with her, and I laughed without thinking.
魔法とはすなわち奇跡は全員が信じ合わねば完成せん。そして最後のそなたが信じてくれることで。
なんだか。それで俺はどうすりゃいいんだ。
まずここにあなたのサインを、次にベアトリーチェはここにサインを。
羽ペンって使いづらいな。うわっ、弾いた。
下手くそめ。 インクはじきは縁起が悪いのだぞ。自分の名前くらいとっとと書け。ミミズがのたくるようにね。
お前こそなんだよ、カタカナで書くなよ。
Capitals.
ベアトリーチェなんて洒落た名前なんだから、ジャネペンと名前が泣いてるぜ。
うるさいな。筆記体はテストの時は使うなと。
I actually was never really taught cursive in school. I got taught how to write my name and that's it.
これ厳かな儀式であるぞ。
結構2人のサインが揃い、誓約書の書式が揃いました。2人には宣誓を。まずはベアトリーチェから誓約書に手を添え誓約を。
This is really
ベア
weird.
トリーチェは良き魔女として人々の幸福のために今後も修行を続けることを誓います。
Oh, wait, hang on. I want to say something real quick. Everyone's just alive. That's it. This is very weird.
なんだかベアトリーチェは良き魔女として人々の幸福のために今後も修行を続けることを誓。これで良いか。
よろしい。次はバトラだ。
バトラ君も同様に誓約書に手を添え誓約を。後ろ宮バトラは黄金鏡の一員として自身と隣人の幸福のために。
I don't even know what to say. I know I don't not a lot of commentary. I'm genuinely
後宮
confused.
バトラは黄金鏡の一員として自身と隣人の幸福のために奉仕することを誓います。俺も恥ずかしいぜ。
危険なの者、今ここに黄金鏡を認める18人の人間全員の誓約が揃った。
Kinja proclaimed that everyone applauded at once, praising us. Since I'd been the stubborn one and they'd been a nuisance, I felt a little bad about being the most celebrated one.
それでは古式にのっとり最後に誓約したバトラ君に黄金鏡への招待状のサインを求めます。これは黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェを黄金鏡へ招くためのもの。黄金鏡はそれを認めた人間たちの総意によって黄金の魔女を招き。
バトラ、読み上げるぞ。しっかり聞け。我々18人は黄金の魔女をベアトリーチェと認め黄金鏡へ招きます。
Wait, hang on just a
なんだよお前、俺が招待状を送らないと招かれないのかよ。
That's weird.
そういう儀式らしい。わらわとて肩が凝るぞ。さっさと終わら
This
せよう。
entire thing seems weird. He's signing like a million
わらはさ
things.
っきから腹が減ってかなわん。
そういや俺も缶詰をちょいとつっついただけでさっさとサインを済ませちまう。なにあなたを魔女と認めます。俺ずいぶんシンプルだな。じいさまめ誇張して読みやがったな。
ほらほら。
Oh my god, her face.
そこにサインを。
Oh, it's a trick. Oh my god. They were trying to make him forfeit the game.
早くサインを。
With a slightly weird and uncomfortable smile, the two of them stood demanding that I should sign. Wait, what? Who are you? And at that time, an incredible sound like that of glass window breaking reverberated through the hall, and bustling turmoil melted back into complete silence. I dropped the cold pen and turned around trying to see what had happened. Someone just, like, broke in through the ceiling. When I did, where had she come from? A human who clearly hadn't been there, so... Are you another witch? Who's that? A woman? She's probably about the same age as Jessica and me, but I didn't know that face. None of the other people here knew that face either.
なんだ貴様は何者だ。どこから現れた。わらわのパーティーに招待状なき客は必要ない。帰
ハグども、つまみ出せ。仰せのままに囲め。
But there's what the hell? The seven sisters of Purgatory surrounded her from 7 directions, taking out magic blades that drew purple trails and blocking her. And then from out of nowhere, suffering goat-head servants appeared in great numbers surrounding that woman. On top of that, the Chester sisters stood in front of Bito like a wall, readying a golden bow and pulling the back the bowstring. But the woman didn't move at all. On the contrary, she was still staring at us on the landing, not paying them the slightest bit of attention. Who is he looking at? Bito? Grandfather? Couldn't it be? Me? Yes. She's just glaring at Paddler.
それにサインしてはダメ。自ら敗北を認めるの。魔女に騙されないで。
魔女に
But just then, something incredibly strong lifted me by the nape of my neck. What's going on? And after that, I was forced to turn around. I saw Virgila with an eerie, oh my god, her face, and the muscular forms of goat monsters. A goat monster that looked like it was 2 meters tall was holding me up with an arm as thick as a log.
招かれざる来客に耳を貸すさあ、あなたはサインをするのです。このセンセーション、後宮バトラは魔女の存在を認めると。
After all of this, they tried to trick him into. As the goat monsters constricted me with the power of a vice, they forced me to grab the coal pen. I couldn't even touch the floor with my feet, much less resist.
バトラー、なんで抵抗するんだよ。さっきはコロッとサインしてくれ
Did you learn nothing?
まさら心変わりなんです。魔女を認めてもいいかな思ったんだろ
騙されてた。そんなバカな。ベアトはそんなやつじゃ。
What the hell?
悪いなバトラー、こんなやつでよ。もうダメだ。甘ったるい何や節はやっぱわらわの肌に合う。お師匠様、地味な役回りだったんですっかり退屈してたんで。何者か知らねえがたっぷりぐちゃぐちゃのねちゃねちゃに女に生まれてきたことを後悔させてやるよ。
This was all a trick? This entire chapter! Bito raised her golden pipe high and massive chandelier in the hall crackled with electricity. From there fell an almighty purple thunderbolt. It was a direct hit on the woman right below, and should have turned her to ass. However, not a single hair was singed.
ほう、飛び入りするだけのことは聞こう。名を名乗れ。
あんたに名乗る名前なんてないわ。それよりバカ、いつまで騙されてるのよこのお人よし。早く気づいて、これが全て魔女の罠であることに。
What? Those words were aimed at me. This is all the witch's traps, he says? That can't be. Bito reformed and swore to be...
罠なんて嘘だよな。嘘だと。
This entire chapter.
結構面白かったぜ。しかしお師匠様の言う通りにし、なんでもツンツンと残虐を尽くした後に程よくへたれてデレてみせると、デレて病んでる悪役が最近はイケてるってこれでもよ、最近流行りの漫画とか
manga and anime?
そうしたらお前バカ、本当に単純な
This entire episode.
これぞ名付けて
That was all a
北風
lie.
と太陽作戦。
そんなくそてめえ しやがったな。
ああ、お前の気遣うようなあの表情な。背中がかゆくなって残念でした。サインを頼むぜお師匠様。飛び入り客はわらわの獲物よ。さあ、あなたはもうさあ、ほらサインをして身も心も魂も
What the fuck? When Virgilia lifted her chin as a sign, the goat monsters with an even more vice-like power forced my arm to approach the parchment. Ow, these guys are really trying to make me sign even if it breaks my arm. Oh? At that moment, a bright red light burst open with me at the center, knocking the witches and the goat monsters away. Did that woman save me? But who in the world is that? I don't have a clue.
こんなところでいつまで遊んでいるつもりなの？いい加減にして。あなたが羨ましいわ。
助けてもらってなんだが、ひでえ言われようだぜ。
Who are you?
すまねえがあんたどちら？
六軒島の魔女。彼は返してもらうわよ。
誰が返すか愚か者。バトラはわらわの玩具だ。わらわのお気に入りの世界で一番の玩具だ。飽きぬぞ、捨てるぞ、誰にも渡さぬぞ。バトラとて今を精一杯楽しんでおる。わらわと一緒にこんなにも楽しく遊んでおるのだ。そなたが何者であろうとも。
ええ、本当に楽しそうね。腹立たしいくらいに羨ましいわ。こんな素敵なところでみんなでワイワイ楽しく賑やかにゲラゲラとたくさんの美人の魔女たちに囲まれてチヤホヤされてさぞや楽しくて帰りたくないでしょうよ。
俺に言ってるのか？おいおい、そりゃ誤解だ。俺だって迷惑してる。何が楽しいもんか。俺の苦労を知りやがってんだ。
何が苦労よ。お父さんお母さんと楽しく過ごしていとこみんなでキャッキャと遊んで、愉快な魔女たちといつまでも永遠に遊んで過ごせる。なんてあなたは幸せなの。あなたたちが羨ましいわよ。私も混ぜてほしいくらい。
あいにくだがわらわは手持ちの玩具で満足しておる。そなたのようなそやな玩具は。
ええ、分かってるわ。誰があんたなんかと遊ぶものですか。でも少しだけ感謝するわ。こうしてみんなに合わせてくれて。
お前誰なんだ。まさか。
She just doesn't want to say who she is.
ああ、分かったぞ。なるほど。ベルンカステル教の送り込んだコマとは
Lady Boone could...
そなたなのか。気に入った。
What the frick?
改めてそなたをたっぷり歓迎してバトラともども仲良く遊んで壊して殺して潰して灰にして
はあ、あんたにそれはできやしない。
I've been recording for almost 2 hours. Jeez.
1986年の六軒島で何があったのか私が全て白日のもとにさらしてやるわ。あんたなんて真実という春に怯える霜柱でしかないことを教えてやる。覚悟なさい、ベアトリーチェ。
That's it. What the hell? Died in the 9th Twilight. Oh, it's going through everyone. Eva Beatrice. Oh. Just no. Ushiromia Angie. Oh yeah, that was the person who they said just didn't show up. Ushiromia Kinzo died in the first one. Well, I mean, it's not that they didn't show up, they didn't really give an explanation, did they? They mentioned her briefly, and it was really weird. Oh, and Jessica died on the 10th Twilight. That's sad. Wait, Eva returned alive? What the fuck? Oh, I'm disappointed. I am... Oh my god. if I'm being honest, I'm not sure how I feel about what just happened. I was really, like, getting into it, fighting, like, Eva Beatrice. And then, like, Beatrice revealed that, like, oh, none of my character development was What the hell? I mean, it's not that it wasn't enjoyable. It's just that I felt like I was enjoying to see what happened, and that's just... Oh, so the way that they're doing these credits, I swear they changed it up. Just Satan. I know what they mean by that with, like, the stakes, but I just think it's funny that just Satan is credited as one of the makers of this. Who's that woman? That was kind of interesting. Like, I want to see where they're going with that, because that's kind of cool that, like, someone has sewed up in... They said burn Costello's piece. So is it possible that... Banquet of the Golden Witch result. But we just saw the result. And the Golden Witch once again crumbled away into the darkness. However, a winner finally emerged in the Golden Witch's game. The winner is the new Golden Witch, Eva Beatrice, because he solved the riddle of the 17 died, and when the seagulls cried, just one person was alive. Oh, it's a shame that she found Jessica hiding in the curtains. Wasn't a good enough hiding spot. God damn you, Cannon. Jeez. Now I have to go through the tea party though. I'm doing that on a separate day. This was, when I said that there was that there's probably like 5 hours of gameplay left, I was off by like 3 hours, but I still didn't picture it being that like big of a finale. Jeez. Yes, I deserve trophies. Characters Hunter. The Golden Witch prepared a gift in your recent sojourn. Okay. Awesome. Is the background gonna change? No, it's still the same. Though wait, can I view the characters of episode 3? Oh, I can't. Maybe I have to do the tea party first. But that will be in another episode. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. Oh my... This was crazy. This is probably the craziest recording I've ever done. And, yeah, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.